Welcome to this masterclass. Where does money truly flow in our modern world? Why does it seem that no matter how hard some people work, wealth remains elusive? Why do some individuals accumulate riches effortlessly while doing nothing, while you struggle with the money currently held in your very own hands? Let us begin. We are currently living in an era where more money has been released into the global economy than at any other point in the entire history of humanity. The global money supply has skyrocketed from $30 trillion in the year 2000 to over $100 trillion by 2024. Yet, despite this massive threefold increase in total money, the actual felt wealth of the average individual continues to shrink significantly every single year. In South Korea, household debt has climbed over 1,900 trillion won, which now exceeds 100% of the nation's total gross domestic product. Why do we feel poorer when more money exists? This fundamental question leads us directly to the heart of the problem today. The core of the problem lies not in the total quantity of money available, but rather in the specific way that money flows through society. Money is not a static object. It is a form of kinetic energy that is constantly moving according to specific directions and established structural rules. If you fail to understand these structures, your hard work will be in vain. But if you understand them, wealth will surely gather around you. Understanding the current of wealth allows you to position yourself correctly. Money does not flow fairly, it flows where value is most amplified. According to reports from the IMF and World Bank, the top 10% of the population now holds 76% of all global assets. This wealth gap is not a random occurrence of inequality, but rather the logical and structural result of how our modern economy is designed. Wealth moves through systems and networks. It flows toward those who design the working structures of capital, rather than just performing manual labor. Money flows to those who architect the systems, rather than those who simply provide manual labor for others to use in their own structures. Without understanding this fundamental difference, you will remain trapped in labor forever. If you understand it, you can truly ride the flow of capital. Let us examine history to see how this has always been true. Consider the Roman Empire, which amassed incredible wealth through its vast territory. The wealth of Rome was held by the aristocracy, who used land and labor to create a structural system of constant and passive income. These nobles did not perform labor themselves. They owned structures that ensured money flowed to them while they slept and rested in their villas. In contrast, the commoners were tied to physical labor and high taxes, unable to ever access the structural paths of lasting wealth. Records show that less than 1% owned more than 30% of all Roman agricultural land, creating a massive structural advantage. Wealth flowed to those who owned the means of production, not to those who worked the hardest for it every single day. The Industrial Revolution made this structural reality even clearer. The gap between capitalists and workers expanded rapidly through the use of technology. In 19th century Britain, the top 5% of the population owned more than half of the entire national assets. Think about that. Capitalists used machines to increase productivity far beyond manual labor, thereby concentrating immense wealth in their hands through structural ownership. Financial systems then emerged, shifting wealth from physical goods into the invisible structures of modern credit and sophisticated banking systems. Money began to move toward an invisible system requiring structural understanding to truly master and control. Knowledge became the new currency. Wealth became a matter of owning architecture rather than having access to raw manual labor or materials. This was a pivotal shift. In our modern era, wealth has moved into high technology and global digital platforms at an accelerated and unprecedented pace. The market capitalization of the top 5 IT companies has reached $10 trillion, a figure that is truly difficult to comprehend. This combined wealth is larger than the GDP of dozens of individual nations, showing the immense power of modern tech structures. Platform companies leverage the network effect, where the value of the structure grows exponentially with every single new user who joins the system. This allows money to concentrate at a speed and scale that has never been seen before in the entire history of human civilization. In the modern world, the one who connects the nodes and controls the network is the one who truly governs the flow of wealth. In network-heavy industries, the top 1% of firms often control over 80% of the market share globally. Modern money flows with incredible speed toward those who dominate the underlying digital structures of our connected and modern world. Physical labor, which is inherently limited by time and energy, can never hope to keep pace with these exponential structural advantages. Wealth structure consists of production control, network power, and the governance over your very own and precious time. The first pillar of wealth is control over production, allowing value creation without continuous and exhausting manual work every day. The second pillar is the power of the network, which connects nodes and amplifies any system's reach and value significantly. The third pillar is the mastery of time. Those who own these three pillars naturally attract wealth and keep it. With these elements, money flows towards you by force, creating a sustainable and large reservoir of wealth for your future. Without these pillars, you are merely a conduit through which money passes, slipping away from you always, no matter what. True wealth is a choice of structure, not effort. You must choose to operate within a higher and better framework. To change your life, you must shift your mindset from labor-focused to a structure-focused path forward into the future. Begin building assets and systems that generate value and income independently of your own physical labor and daily presence. A deep understanding of wealth flow reduces anxiety and leads you toward a path of lasting stability and peace. This shift is not just about your bank balance. It is a profound transformation of your entire life quality and soul. Money is not something to be chased. It is a powerful current that you must learn to understand and master. Once you truly understand the current, money begins to follow you, drawn to the structures you have carefully built. Remember this final truth: money does not love or care for those who simply work hard physically every single day. Instead, money is obsessed with those who truly understand its nature and the structures of its natural flow. Expand your thinking through the deep study of the humanities and the great intellectual traditions of our shared history. You will find that true change comes more from deep intellectual insight than from simple and repetitive experience alone. The depth of your individual thought will always determine the ultimate depth and richness of your own life. Do not allow yourself to be stopped by fear. Continue to challenge yourself and expand your horizons every day. Always choose to live a meaningful life over one of simple comfort. The world needs your unique vision today. Expansion of your world is only possible through the persistent and dedicated pursuit of knowledge and understanding. While humans crave freedom, we always require guiding rules and structures to achieve true and lasting prosperity. Recognize that we are often more persuaded by the power of stories than by simple and objective truths. It is essential to understand why humans find their own identities through the stories they tell themselves. Be aware that while some thoughts advance society, others are destined to disappear and be forgotten forever. In this anxious and fast-paced modern era, you must learn how to remain centered and not be shaken. Cherish the exact moment when your internal thoughts and visions begin to manifest and become your reality. Always remember that the direction you move in is far more important than the raw effort you expend. Choose to adopt the specific mindset and psychological habits of those who successfully became rich in life. The 1% difference in your daily habits and choices is what will eventually truly flip your life. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video to continue your journey of expanding your soul. I truly wish you all the very best on your future path toward growth and structural wealth. Follow these hashtags: money flow, wealth principles, capitalism, economic insight, being rich, and investment mindset. Search for where money goes, wealth structure, capitalism, money principles, rich mindset, and economic systems. Contact Jungmoon Ko at the email k903911198@gmail.com. Take a moment to breathe and look at the world differently. Your true freedom begins with understanding. May your journey through life be filled with profound wisdom and the strength to build your structures. Thank you for joining me for this scholarly masterclass. I hope these insights serve you. Goodbye for now.